Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we are reviewing the Chevrolet C10 step-side pickup 1965. Hey guys, so today we're reviewing this car, the step-side pickup, the C10 1965. Honestly, I think this car is one of the biggest sleepers in the game. A lot of people overlook this car consistently just because it's a truck. They don't think it really goes that fast. But it hits a really surprising top speed, and its handling is not the best, I will say that right now, but for $18,000 as a starting price, I think it's completely worth it, 100%. Now, do remember, if you're a new player or you're not at rep level 50 yet, or you don't have all your Ultimate Plus parts, and or this car will not be at the same performance level as it will be for me. You have to be up level 50 to get the Ultimate Plus parts, or you have to have all the Ultimate Plus parts in order to be able to unlock. We have to be both, because rep level 50 to unlock all the extra engines, and Ultimate Plus parts in order to get the extra parts needed for said car. The type of engine I will be using is a 721 horsepower forged 3.8 liter V6. Now, this is the best engine that I have found. The stats: the current horsepower is 1385, potential horsepower is 1430. There's nothing like really do to get that up there. I don't know if that's high speed of the car, or if that's just because I don't have drift towers or anything like that on there, but this is the best build I have found so far. The 0 to 60 is 1.9 seconds. The max torque is 1089. That's a weird thing. You're used to saying 100 there, but it's not. Top speed is 233 miles per hour, which is insane for a car that starts off as base price at 18,000. And I'm pretty sure the engine swap is only 600,000. So although the engine swap is a little pricey, you know, it's a fun car to drive, and if you're looking for something else to add to your collection that could keep up if you're a good enough driver, then I'd say this is it. You have the Ultimate Plus crankshaft, as well as the Ultimate Plus, all Ultimate Plus parts. I use the dual turbocharger Ultimate for this car. For the turbo, it just depends on what kind of car it is. For most of them, dual turbo works pretty well, but there are some of the tuner cars that you want to kind of use something else on, like the screw. The engine, I'm in nitro system, I used a 5.3. All right, for the chassis, I use track suspension, the elite brakes, and the race tires. The drivetrain, I'll be using the elite clutch, the 6-speed, and the track differential. You know, for these, I like to use nitrous refills always, and I always like to use nitrous power. Depending on the car, I use power or mix. Usually I try to go with power though, because a lot of these cars have an issue on startup when it comes to, they're really bad at acceleration. A lot of them have really good top speeds, and I know this one, the stats say otherwise, but when it comes to tuner cars versus the high paid cars, the acceleration is just not going to keep up. You don't want to get left immediately. Now, for my live tuning, I do live tune all my cars. The steering sensitivity I have all the way up and high, and downforce I have all the way up and high as well. This car has a big issue with turning at high speeds, so you'll have to use a handbrake quite a bit if you're not used to it, using that, so just get ready. But that's the best live tuning that I've found for me. Obviously, if I were you, I'd definitely change it up a little bit as much as I could. You know, live tuning is literally just based on your personal preference and nothing else. But as you can see, this car picks up speed very fast. So you have a nice little clean little build on this, an old school hot rod, but I have it as blue instead of like a black and red. I wanted to be a little different than the average one, but I have chrome tires with the white base tires. Well, chrome rims with the white base tires. What the fuck is that? So as you can see, this is why I like using the power. A lot of these AIs, for whatever reason, like to swerve right into me. I don't understand it. As you can see, this thing picks up speed very fast. Oh, yeah. And as you can see right there, that's why I say turn that live tuning all the way up, because this is not fun when it comes to turning directly. Very surprising top speed. Now, this is not really going to compete that much with the RSR, considering the handling is not good at all. But it is a fun car that, again, if you want to add to your collection later on, you just kind of run out of cars to do, or you're looking for something new. It is a fun car to add. Just kind of play around with. It is also something you can drift on pretty easily. I will say, but like it's weird because like you can drift pretty well with it, but the immediate like sharp turns is not gonna work. So even then I tried to drift around that and it just wasn't gonna work out. The body is way too heavy for it, you know, and I'm not the best driver in the world. I try to do my best, but I usually can get pretty good on these straights. It's usually where I kind of succeed, at least. As you can see, this thing is fast. I think this is the car in the game that surprised me the most when upgraded. The thing is, a lot of these cars in this game, like most cars you can kind of turn into like a super fast monster. A lot of the old Porsches aren't that way, which is kind of upsetting, and some of the McLarens. But like you can definitely like turn a lot of these tuner cars into monsters. You can beat the RSR pretty easily, depending if you're a good enough driver or not. Now, this is my first kind of drive on. Like, that's the first time I've kind of turned this on. Just kind of decided to record this video real quick. Because I play Need for Speed a lot on stream, and you guys don't really see any of it while I'm, you know, just kind of on the channel. You know, you guys don't see that. I don't really post it at all. I have a Need for Speed Funny Moments video working out for you guys right now, but other than that, you guys really don't see it. So, you know, I'm not really, you know, showing you guys that kind of part if you're not coming to the streams, which I do recommend coming in. You know, I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Sometimes I'll stream every now and then, so keep those post notifications on. But like, yeah, I wanted to do something that can like get out some more uploads for you guys. I don't have a lot of very easy uploads to get to you guys. You know what I mean? I don't like upload as often as I think I should, and I think that's just something I need to work better on. But like, it's weird talking to you like this, honestly, because like I don't do this. I'm a streamer. I don't really make YouTube videos. Like, cutting it up and doing all this is weird, and just talking to myself through a camera, it's very strange. But you know, everything comes with practice, and you know, hopefully I'll get better at it. But this is one of the best builds, in my opinion, for your buck. You know, paying $18,000. Yeah, this truck initially, and I know the engine swap is pretty expensive, almost 700 grand. But I think it's a fun car to drive. It's one of my favorites. I pull it out all the time. I try to drive it as much as possible. I forgot to reset it, so I have extra NOS, but it's okay. These are AI, so I'm not really worried about it like at all. But you can see how fast this thing just speeds off. And on the wider turns, it works very well. It's just those sharp turns that have a big issue with it. See, we're already up to the 220s. It's crazy. I was trying to just drift around that, and it was not going to work. I was going to hit that wall. Come on, get around it, get around it, get around it. That drift is so pretty. Especially on like a bulky car like this, you would not expect it ever. But this is the like, if you play GTA, I forgot what it's called, but it is the drift truck. Like, it's literally, that truck was made after this car. So it doesn't surprise me that it can drift well. It's just surprising with this build that it still drifts pretty well, but like, it doesn't have good cornering. So it's a very strange car to get used to and drive. But again, it's one of my favorites in the game for how fun it is to drive, especially with friends. You know, they're so surprised, oh, you brought out this shitty little truck, and you start going 230 on it. You know what I mean? Like, you'll get surprised very easily when you pull this out, especially online. Oh, I thought I hit that correctly. Damn. See, like, drifts like that are way too sharp for this car. I know it's not like super structured as of right now, these videos. Hopefully, like, as they get better with time, you know, they'll be a little more structured, and I can find a little more of like a rhythm to put them in. As of right now, I'm just kind of gonna show you guys the builds, show you guys how they perform in races. And yeah, if you guys want to see the customization options and like what I put on the car when it comes to like making it look visually, I will, but like that doesn't really matter when it comes to the build itself. So as of right now, I'll keep it like this, but if you guys do want to see that version and how those cars look, then I'll be more than happy to show that to you. Yeah, for a car that starts off at 18,000, it's honestly probably one of the best picks in the game, I would say. When you're just looking for like straightaway top speeds. Definitely with handling, it could use a lot of work, but if you get used to it and figure it out, then you can it's definitely not going to be that hard to figure this car out. It's a very easy car to use if you know how to turn correctly around corners and you're not just like kind of using the handbrake every time, but you need to be able to use know when to use the handbrake, if that makes sense. So yeah, this is the C10 Chevrolet pickup truck. It's honestly one of my favorite cars in the game to drive, and I think it's the ultimate sleeper in the game. Honestly, I think it is the ultimate sleeper, and I don't think people get enough credit as it is.